What happens in Monaco when the sun goes down? Where every light, every engine roar, and every graceful step belong to a world that only the very rich can really enter. In a few moments, you'll see a Monaco that you've never seen before. Not the postcard version or the staged moments on social media, but the real heart of luxury. A world where rich women drive supercars that shine like moving diamonds through the city. In this place, beauty isn't just something to admire, it's strength. Every little thing, like a soft smile or a couture dress that sparkles in the streetlights, speaks a language that only the rich and powerful in Monaco can understand. When the deep growl of a V12 engine echoes through Lavoto, it means that the night is just beginning and anything could happen. Monaco after dark isn't just a place to party. It's a private stage with secret meetings, unwritten rules, and moments that never get seen by the public. Before we go any further into this private world, please like the video and subscribe to Inside the Billionaires so you never miss a chance to see how the world's most powerful people live. And stay with me until the end, because the truth about tonight starts with something that happened that you didn't expect. People say that Monaco shines because it is rich. But if you ask someone who really knows this city, they'll tell you something else. The women who know how to run Monaco make it shine. And the first secret of that command is something that almost no one outside of it knows about: the code for billionaires. At first, it looks like they are there without any effort. Calm faces, graceful steps, and perfect timing. But none of it is by chance. Every appearance is made with the same care that a high-end brand puts into its best collection. The code starts long before they get out of the supercar. It starts with how they pick the right time to arrive. Not too early and never too late. Their entrance should feel natural but also very clear, as if the night itself moves around them. Then there's the posture, the slight tilt of the chin, the steady shoulders, and the steady pace. These aren't just gestures, they're signals. In Monaco, these cues speak louder than words, quietly making it clear who is in charge of the room long before introductions are made. Their fashion choices also follow an unspoken rule. Colors are chosen not only to look good, but also to show mood, rank, and purpose. A soft pastel color might mean that you can talk to them. A striking metallic color could mean that someone has power. Everything has a reason. Not even how a person carries a handbag or how a bracelet catches the light. What makes these women stand out from the rest of the world is that they know that being elegant is a strategy. They understand that being seen is one thing, remembering is another thing. And when they go out at night in Monte Carlo, this code becomes their invisible armor, changing how people treat them, how doors open, and how power moves from one moment to the next without anyone knowing. But this is the part that most people don't talk about. The code isn't just about how it looks. It also tells them when they don't want to show up, and on some nights, their absence says more than their presence, making Monaco wonder what might be happening behind closed doors and why. If you think that men run Monaco's supercar culture, wait until you see the real power players. The rich women who make every street their own runway of speed and style. They don't just like supercars for show. It's a way of life, a statement, and sometimes a quiet competition that only they know about. What makes these women different is how carefully they pick their machines. A Ferrari SF90 isn't just a car for some people. It's a part of who they are. For some people, a Lamborghini Revuelto means they are brave before they even get out of the car. Some people like the McLaren Speedtail or Pagani Huayra cars so much that they change the energy of Casino Square just by being there. But the real story starts long before the engine starts. Each woman plans her arrival like a scene from a great movie. The first note is the sound of a V12 or V8 engine starting up. The song is the slow glide through the streets of Monte Carlo. And when the door lifts or swings open, that's when everyone turns their head. The way they get around the city is important too. Some people like the long path along Lavoto Beach, where neon lights bounce off the polished carbon fiber. Others walk up the hill to the Prince's Palace, knowing that the quiet streets make the sound of power louder. Some people drive right into the middle of Casino Square, where cameras are always ready, but they seem calm and unaffected, as if the attention is theirs by default. But underneath all this beauty is a fascinating dynamic, a quiet race. No one calls it a race, but every arrival, every engine note, and every perfectly timed stop sends a message. It's not about who has the most expensive car. It's about who can make Monaco stop for 3 seconds and wonder who she is. And sometimes, right when you think you know the order of the night, a new car shows up. One that is so surprising and rare that it changes everything about the unspoken rules of Monaco's elite. There is no other place on earth where luxury comes together as easily as it does in front of the Monte Carlo casino. During the day, it is a landmark. At night, it turns into something much stronger. The world's most expensive outdoor runway where rich women change what it means to make an entrance. The supercars lined up like jewels on display are not the only thing that makes Casino Square so special. It's the energy, the dance moves, and the quiet awareness that people who are part of Monaco's elite share. When a billionaire woman gets out of her car here, it's not just an arrival, it's a statement. The golden lights make everything look bigger. The sound of heels softly hitting the stone sidewalk, the Mediterranean breeze blowing through a couture gown, the shine of fine jewelry that looks like it was made just for this place. Everything fits into a carefully planned moment. Even the drivers, security guards, and photographers know when an important person is coming into the square. But most people don't know that Casino Square has its own rhythm. If you show up too early, you won't see the audience. If you get there too late, the magic moves to a different part of the city. The rich ladies know exactly when to come in. When the crowd is excited, the cameras are ready and the lights shine just right on their car's paint. This place also shows more than it hides. Who is with whom? Which cars park next to which? Who walks alone with confidence? And who comes with a quiet group of people? Every choice shows a hidden order. A single look between two women can say a lot about their relationships, their enemies, or things that no one else will ever know. But the most interesting times aren't always the most glamorous. Sometimes it's the sudden silence that falls over the square when someone shows up who no one was expecting, or how one person showing up can change the mood of the whole night. Because in Monaco, one surprise appearance at Casino Square can change the whole story of the night, and everyone knows it. Tourists will never see the other side of Monaco's nightlife. Clubs, lounges, and sky bars that look normal from the outside but come to life when certain women show up. You won't find these places in travel books. These rooms only light up when the rich women of Monaco decide they want to be there. Every city has private places, but the ones in Monaco are on a whole other level. Some clubs don't say when they open. They wait for a sign instead. A quiet message, a car that looks familiar pulling up, or a woman whose presence alone sets the mood. As soon as she steps outside, the doors open, the lights come on, and the mood changes as if everyone in the place had been holding their breath. Everything is perfectly planned in these hidden nightlife spots. The music isn't too loud, it's smooth, deep, and on purpose, and it goes well with important conversations. Tables are set up not to make things easier, but to have an effect. Where does everyone sit? Who is standing close to the balcony? Who gets the private corner with the best view of the harbor? These details may seem small, but they show who really controls the night in Monaco. Most people who come from outside are surprised by how calm the atmosphere is most of the time. There isn't any chaos or a crowded dance floor. Instead, there are warm lights that softly glow, the sound of crystal glasses clinking, and the unmistakable presence of women who know exactly how the night should go. They don't need your attention. The room naturally moves towards them. And this is the most interesting part. Some places stay closed until a certain woman shows up. She may not be the richest or most famous person in the city, but she has enough power to change the city's energy. The nightlife stays quiet when she decides to stay in. Monaco becomes electric when she decides to show up. In this city, one person can turn an ordinary night into something amazing. People who see it know that something important is about to happen. Beauty in Monaco is more than just how someone looks. It's a kind of power that quietly changes choices, opens doors, and changes the direction of opportunity. The rich women of Monaco know this better than anyone else. Their beauty isn't over the top or loud. It's sophisticated, planned, and a part of how they get around the city. The fact that these women know how to use power presence sets them apart from everyone else. The ability to change a room without raising their voice, a graceful entrance, a confident posture, and a smile at the right time. In Monaco's high society, these gestures mean a lot. They show that you are smart, confident, and most importantly, in charge. But beauty here is more than just looks. It's connected to status, resources, and connections that have been built up over the years. A lot of these women are on boards, run private portfolios, or work for investment groups in Europe and the Middle East. They have an impact on everything from high-end real estate to art deals, charity galas, and private equity dinners. There is a network that most people don't see behind every elegant moment. This network is always on, even at night. A short talk on a terrace with a view of Port Hercule could quietly change the course of a big investment. A look at each other during dinner can strengthen ties or start a new partnership. The women who know how to dance to this beat have a special power. They decide what gets people's attention, what opportunities come up, and what information gets out. But what really interests people is how subtle everything seems. Nothing seems forced. It doesn't feel like it's staged. Their power is wrapped in effortless elegance, which is what makes it so strong. They make beauty into strategy and strategy into presence. But there is a deeper layer that most people don't see. The woman who talks the least in the room is sometimes the most powerful. She watches, listens, and picks her moments with great care, leaving people wondering how one small act can change the mood of the whole evening. And on some nights, that quiet moment is what changes Monaco's hidden hierarchy in ways that no one sees coming. The most interesting conversations in Monaco don't happen on stage or in a conference room. They happen in places you wouldn't expect. A private table on a yacht drifting just off Port Hercule, a quiet corner of a rooftop lounge, and a shadowy booth in a wine bar that only members can use. And at the heart of these separate events are the billionaire women of Monaco, who live in a world where every interaction has meaning. These meetings are so interesting because they fit in so well with the city's nightlife. Someone who doesn't know them might think it's just a group of friends having fun on a nice night. But for people who know Monaco, the little things tell the whole story. The place, the seating, the time, and even the looks exchanged across the table. People don't usually start talking about business here. They begin with kind words, memories, or talk about upcoming galas. But as time goes on, something bigger starts to happen underneath. People talk about investments, test partnerships, make introductions, and make decisions long before any paperwork is done. The women who are in charge of these moments do it with amazing skill. They know when to talk and when to be quiet. They know how to make people feel at ease, how to give just the right amount of information, and how to tell when the conversation is ready to move on to something important. Some of these meetings only last a few minutes. A quiet conversation on the balcony of a private club. Some people stretch late into the night on a yacht where the sound of the water covers up conversations that no one else should hear. The setting may change, but the goal stays the same: to shape the alliances and opportunities that define the elite circles in Monaco. The most interesting thing is how hard it is to see these meetings. There are no pictures, no announcements, and no events on the social calendar. But they often change the course of a whole season. Sometimes even the balance of power between the richest families in the city. And every now and then, someone who wasn't expected joins the conversation, changing its course, its purpose, and even the night itself in ways that no one could have predicted. In a place as small and powerful as Monaco, competition isn't like what you see in films. There are no fights, no dramatic showdowns, and no yelling. Instead, the competition between billionaire women happens in silence, with gestures that are so subtle that only people who know the city's rhythm can see them. It starts with the most basic things. Time. If you come at the right time, the night will bend around you. The spotlight moves quietly a few moments later. The women of Monaco know this very well. It's not just about being there when they come in. It's all about where you put them. Next, they put their supercars in the right spots. A high-end car was parked right in front of the casino. A private driver opening the door at just the right angle. A rare model coming to a perfect stop. All of these chess moves are quiet. They don't want to outshine anyone else. They just want to remind the city who still has power. The way they talk to each other has many meanings. A quick nod across the square, a short pause before saying hello to someone, or a choice to stand instead of sit. These small gestures start a conversation without words, one that can show either mutual respect, friendly competition, or a change in the order of things. But the most interesting part might be how the rivalry carries over into the nightlife. What table a woman gets at a private lounge, who decides to sit with her and who doesn't, whether she is put near the balcony with the view of the harbor or taken to the quiet VIP corner. These choices are not random. They show alliances, impressions, and sometimes the desire to stay away from someone. The women know that in Monaco, looks speak louder than words. And every now and then, a surprising move changes everything. A new group comes together. A friend from the past comes alone. A woman who never competes suddenly becomes the center of attention. When these changes happen, the whole mood of the night changes in a soft, quiet way that everyone can feel. Everyone is left wondering how one quiet gesture could change the social balance of Monaco's elite. But the most revealing moment of the rivalry is still to come, and it happens after the nightlife is over. People say that Monaco's magic goes away when the clubs close and the music stops. But for those who know the city's real heart, the opposite is true. When the world goes to sleep, the elite women of Monaco wake up quietly. The crowds leave, the cameras turn off, and the city changes into something much more private and revealing. This is the time when billionaire women move differently without an audience, noise, or the carefully planned setting of Casino Square. They drive on secret roads behind the Rocher Cliffs, down private roads near Lavatoto, or along the quiet edges of Port Hercule, where the streetlights softly reflect off the water. Monaco feels smaller and more powerful at these times, as if the whole city belongs to them. The talks also change. What used to be elegant and polite is now quieter, simpler, and more strategic. A quick stop outside a private home could mean that a conversation that started hours ago is still going on. A meeting on a balcony overlooking the harbor late at night could make a decision that will affect Monaco's social or financial circles. And even though it's quiet, these hours after midnight show more about power than any nightclub ever could. Who goes home alone and who goes with someone they trust? Whose supercar stays parked longer than it should? Who goes the long way around and who goes quickly into the shadows? In a city where privacy is as valuable as money, every choice has meaning. People who are lucky enough to see these late-night moments are amazed at how gracefully these women control Monaco, even when they're not talking. They still walk with purpose, as if the city itself is listening to their footsteps, even though no one is watching. But this is the most interesting part of all. A single unexpected meeting on an otherwise empty street just before sunrise can change the course of an entire season. Changing alliances, relationships, and even the unspoken order of power among Monaco's upper class. And that moment that no one can explain is often where the next story really starts. When the first light hits the coast of Monaco, the city slowly goes back to the way the rest of the world thinks it is. Calm, smooth, and so beautiful that it's hard to believe. But after everything we've seen tonight, you now know something more important. Monaco is more than just its famous buildings and high-end shops. Women who walk through it with quiet power, perfect grace, and a deep understanding of how to influence others define it. Few places on earth can compare. From their choreographed arrivals in supercars to the subtle rivalries that can be seen in a single glance to the private conversations that shape the alliances of tomorrow, every moment shows us another side of this amazing world. And for a short time, we both went inside it. If you like this trip into the heart of Monaco's high-end nightlife, please like the video, leave a comment with your favorite part, and subscribe to Inside the Billionaires. Your help opens up more doors to places that most people don't even know about. The next story is already taking shape somewhere along the Riviera. Another night, another arrival, and another mystery waiting just outside the streetlights. And believe me, you don't want to miss what happens next.